Hello, hello. We're closing out this part of our job search readiness series with our cover letter closeout. So we have done the work. We've worked on the header of our cover letter, made sure that it is job search appropriate. We've talked about the addressing of our cover letter and how to research the information that we need to have an appropriate address and a greeting on our cover letter as well. And then we started out with the body of the cover letter by talking about the opening paragraph, which is the introduction paragraph of the cover letter. Also following up with the meat and potatoes of our cover letter, which is your career story paragraph. Then we just finished talking about a couple of days ago about the beginning closeout of our cover letter. So now that we've put everything together, it's time to talk about what should come after the paragraphs of the cover letter. And it's gotten to be very, very simple. It used to be that you had to put an ending or closing salutation, which you still do that. Don't get me wrong. You still should do that because we are, of course, writing a letter, and so it won't be a letter without having a closing salutation. Now, something that we need to remember when we're doing our cover letter is that we're applying for a job here with the cover letter. We're not talking to friends, we're not talking to family, or writing a letter to friends and family. So we need to remain professional. And when you are doing your closing salutation, you want to use business appropriate closing greetings such as regards, best regards. You can use sincerely. I prefer not to. I used to use sincerely, but I prefer not to these days. I think the sincerely may come across as a little too comfortable or personal in nature versus the business nature of applying for a job. So I would recommend regards, sincerely, best regards, respectfully is one that I really use on a frequent basis. And I think that by using a closing salutation like respectfully, it lets the reader know that you, the person who wrote the cover letter, is keeping in mind that you are dealing or you are operating within a professional or business appropriate setting. And of course, once you put your closing salutation greeting, you place a comma after it. And then if you want to sign your cover letter, physically sign your cover letter, you want to space 4 spaces down, hit the return key 4 times on your keyboard to create space for you to print your cover letter out. And once you hit those the return bar or return key 4 times to create that space for your signature, before you print your cover letter out, you're going to type your name, your full legal name out in its entirety. And then if you have your designations like certifications, certification letters or licensure letters or what have you up in your header of your document, then which I prefer that because your designations are very visible in your header to your reader when you include them in your header versus putting them in your closing salutation. But it's a matter of preference. So if you prefer not to have those designations in your header, but you prefer to have them in your signature line on your cover letter, then do so. But I still would assert that it is better to have them in your header. Plus, if you have them in your header, then you're going to have them in your header across every one of your job search documents, including your cover letter, your resume, and your list of professional references. And you don't have to, it's kind of like set it and forget it, because the only way that those are going to change is if you either obtain another certification related to your functional area of expertise, which could happen, or if you mess around and let one of your certifications expire, and you don't want to do that. So we're going to take that out of the atmosphere. So just make it easy on yourself. I would recommend put those designations in your header, and I do. I place my designations MBA, SHRM SCP or SHRM-SCP, which is Society for Human Resources Management dash Senior Certified Professional, and then comma SPHR, which is Senior Professional in HR. Excuse me. I'm also a certified mediator. I many times don't worry about putting that on there. I do mention it in my cover letter, in that third paragraph of my cover letter, when I'm making sure that my reader knows all of my qualifications, just because that would take up a whole line across the top of each one of my documents, and I don't want to do that. So if you're going the route of actually signing your cover letter, or if you're going to use a digital signature, then still put those 4 spaces after your closing greeting, then in the comma, then you're going to enter, and then type your full name out, and make it flush with the left margin, just as the closing greeting is flush with the left margin. And you either place your digital signature in that space, or you print out your cover letter, sign it in your own handwriting, and then you can scan it and upload it back to your computer and save it as a PDF document. And then you can use it to attach to your applicant profile wherever you apply for a job. It's not necessary these days. As I said, some things have changed. It used to be that if you were also submitting your resume at the same time, you would space twice after the typed version of your name, and then you would enter CC or C for copy. CC is for carbon copy, which is old school. None of us should be using that anymore. Or a C, simple C for copy. And then you want to tab once and have 2 or 3 spaces between the end, C colon and then tab, and have about 2 or 3 spaces after the colon, and you could say resume, accompanying resume, list of references, something like that. But it's not necessary, because remember, you're typically going to be applying these days to an automated platform, and so you're going to be able to upload your documents anyway and it's just not necessary anymore to go through all of that. So you could let your signature, your closing greeting or closing salutation, comma, then your name. You could just type your name and not worry about signing it. Again, because you're working with an automated platform typically when you apply for jobs these days. And whatever you decide is a matter of choice. I personally would not cause myself any additional work by having to print out the cover letter, sign it, and then scan it and upload it back to my computer. Now, I would do my closing greeting, closing salutation, comma. I would either use a digital signature or I would just type my name out. If I'm using a digital signature, then I would place my digital signature there, and then I would add my typed signature, because some of us, I like to say, are aspiring to being doctors without attending or finishing medical school, and no one will be able to read your signature anyway. So that's one of the reasons why it will be helpful to also type your name at the end, so that people know have a clear indication of what your proper name is. So there you have it. We've just created a resume over the past several videos. I'm sorry, I said resume. We have just created our engaging and informative cover letter to accompany that awesome, killer, high impact resume that tomorrow's session is going to start off by getting you on boots on the ground to creating that awesome resume as well. So I hope you found value in this session. If you have, please smash the like button and share it with your network. Also understand or remember that I am on a mission to helping you live your best career life. And please know that other people want to live their best career life too. And that's why it's so important to me that you like the video and share it, because that lets the algorithm know that you feel that other people need to get this great content. Please continue to join me for other videos. Always remember about my Friday morning lives on Friday mornings at 7 a.m. on YouTube, on my YouTube channel at HR by Nnamtique 167. I would love to have you there. And on tomorrow, which is MLK Day, the MLK Day holiday, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, I'm going to be hosting a free 1-hour training from 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern Time on giving your job search the AI advantage. I would love to have you to join me. I'm going to drop the link in the description below. And if you would like to work with me more closely, all of those links will be in the description below as well. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will see you on tomorrow for another video, and hopefully for my training at 2 p.m. Bye-bye.